Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome. How we doing? Happy Thursday. See some familiar faces. Houston. Hello, Mr. Mike. All right, guys. Hello, Miss McClung. Got the skies on here. Awesome. Jer, how we feeling? Good? Thumbs up? You'll be better after this. All right, guys. We're gonna get started here in about 1 minute. Got a lot to go over. Really excited about this because I'm going to be sharing some new technology that we've been using to really help us assess how Google Business Profile is helping us on Google's search engine result page. And, this particular platform, I truly believe is like one of the most underutilized platforms in the martial arts industry. So excited to kind of unpack that for you. Good morning from Southern Illinois. Yeah, I love that. Want everybody tell me where you're from. Get in the chat. If you've been on my webinar, you know I'm going to have you get in the chat. So just get those fingers ready to go. Boston, all right, Colorado, Minnesota, Connecticut, Tennessee, San Antonio, North Carolina. Keep them coming. I'm down in Tampa, Florida, where the weather today is quite dreary and raining. But I'm sure in about an hour, the sun will be shining again. Awesome. Okay, let's dive in, guys. So in the chat, if you can let me know, how often are you updating your Google Business Profile? How often are you updating your Google Business Profile? Mr. Mike says rarely. Thank you. Appreciate the honesty, sir. Never. A couple times a month with posts. Okay. Monthly, rarely, never. 4 to 5 months, not often, rarely, typically monthly or quarterly, hardly ever. Okay. And that's kind of what I expected in terms of this. If I asked you how often are you updating your social media platforms like Facebook or Instagram, give me the answer now. So how often are you updating Facebook, the Facebook platform, whether it's posting or creating events weekly, 3 times per week? Exactly, right? We're putting kind of all of this focus on our typically Facebook business page, and hopefully your Facebook groups are involved with that as well. But here's the thing with posting on your Facebook business page. It is absolutely important. Okay. I don't want you to think it's not important. I'm not telling you to stop doing it. However, Facebook has made it very clear that you want anything from your business page to get in front of your followers, you got to put money behind it. They're basically only showing 10% of your followers your posts. So you're spending all this time posting on Facebook and only 10% maybe of people are seeing that. And that's not going to change because it's a pay-to-play platform now. They want you to pay them in order to get your business posts in front of your audience. Now, does that mean you should stop? No, because if you are running ads or somebody does make a referral and somebody goes to your social media profiles, we want to make sure that it shows that you're up to date and that you're relevant. But there really needs to be a mindset shift here in the time and energy and effort that you're putting in your Facebook page. You really need to be putting just as much, if not more, into your Google Business Profile. Okay. Next question I have for you. How many Google reviews do you have? Let me know in the chat, how many Google reviews do you have? Thank you, Ms. McClung. 77, awesome. 50 to 60, 140, 101, 26, 175, awesome. So my mindset kind of shifted around Google reviews when I thought about the amount of lives that we have changed, that we have transformed, that we have positively affected over the last 11 years that my school has been up and running. And I want you to ask yourself, do the amount of Google reviews that you currently have reflect the amount of lives that you've changed? More than likely it doesn't. And that's what I want you aiming for. That's what I want you shooting for. And really, we want to be in triple digits. Okay. If you can get to triple digits, you're just kind of in a different league, because not many martial arts schools have that many. You see restaurants that have triple digits, sometimes even thousands of reviews, because it's just a completely different industry. But that's what I want you to aim for. Okay. So I appreciate you guys showing up on these webinars. I put a lot of time, a lot of energy, a lot of effort. So thank you for doing that. We still got people pouring in, which is awesome. I'm going to do my best to let them in and also do this webinar for you guys. All right. Give me a thumbs up if you guys can see my screen. Are we good on that? Yeah. Okay. Awesome. So my mission over the next 45 minutes to share with you a 10-step checklist to optimizing your Google business profile and my 5-star Google profile principles that you need to be implementing throughout the month to ultimately help your listing rank higher. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. Our agenda today, we'll talk a little bit about Google real estate, okay, and where you can potentially be showing up on the Google business or on the Google search engine result page. We're going to talk about how your Google business profile and search engine optimization work together. I'm going to share with you what's called a heat map, which is going to show exactly where your school falls on Google search engine results page in terms of your Google business profile. It's a super cool tool that you can use to figure out, like, where am I ranking for martial arts near me? Okay. We're going to go through the 10-step checklist. I'm going to go over my 5-star Google profile principles, and I do have a special offer for you guys at the end, just planting the seed. Okay. I truly feel very confident that if what you learn today, you start implementing, it will help your profile show up higher on Google search engine results page. Just quick code of conduct. Let's be present. Let's participate. When I ask you to get in the chat, that gives me a feedback loop, lets me know where you're at. And, definitely take notes, because this is, actionable things that you can implement right when we are done. Okay. So I want to talk a little bit about Google real estate. So once somebody Googles anything, you basically have these 3 particular areas that you can show up on Google's search engine results page. Okay. You can show up at the top, but it's going to cost you. Okay. Those posts will say sponsored, and you can have your ads show up if you launch ads in the Google Ads Manager. Costs money if you want to be at the top. The next place you can show up is what's called the 3-pack, the local 3-pack. And this is another place you absolutely want to show up. However, the person's location, meaning wherever they are Googling martial arts in your city, will play a role in where you show up on this 3-pack. So somebody whose house might be 20 miles away, you're not going to have as high of a chance of showing up in the 3-pack for them as somebody that's maybe 2 miles away. And then the 3rd place is with our organic results, and that happens through search engine optimization, SEO. And a lot of the standard martial arts industry websites, such as Market Muscles, 97 Display, Website Dojo, those websites are built with search engine optimization in mind, meaning, they're creating headlines with keywords, they have descriptors, they're using meta tags, but there are other additional things that you can do on your end, such as writing blogs, such as updating your Google business profile consistently, that will help you rank higher organically. Okay, so how does Google determine your local ranking? There's three things, okay? Three things that Google is looking for. And I want, like, this is straight from Google. So this isn't like hearsay. This is what I think. This is straight from Google. They take relevance, distance, and prominence, okay? So relevance is a measure of how accurately your Google business profile matches the search, okay? So for example, I am a BJJ and MMA school, okay? We do not rank high for terms like karate because we don't teach karate. Those aren't a style that we are offering. That doesn't mean you couldn't potentially put that in your Google business listing, but we know who we are and we know the people that we want to attract, okay? So because I don't have the words karate listed all throughout my website, listed on landing pages, when I'm posting on the platform, I'm not using words like karate, we're not relevant to somebody that puts karate near me. And I'm going to show you that in the heat map, okay? However, jiu-jitsu, martial arts, we are, because those words are heavily throughout our Google business profile listing and our website, okay? The second thing they look at is distance. And this isn't just important to remember. It's just the measure of the physical space between the search results and the location from where the term was searched. So if they're 30 miles away from you, you're not going to show up as high than if they were hopefully a couple of miles away from you, okay? And then finally, through prominence. And prominence measures the business's reputation. For example, how well they're known. Well, what's one thing that Google uses as a signal to tell people that you are prominent in your community? One of those signals is how long your domain has been around. Your domain has been around for many, 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 many years. That is showing Google like, hey, they've been here for a minute. They've got a great reputation. What else could play into the prominence and your business's reputation? Your Google reviews also plays into that, okay? So these three things of relevance, distance, and prominence will determine how Google is ranking you on the search engine results page, okay? Now, I think there's kind of a lot of confusion with, is it Google Plus? Is it Google My Business? Is it Google Business Profile? Google's gone through a lot of identity changes here all the way back since 2005. So it started as Google Local Business Center. In 2009, it changed to Google Places. 2011, Google Plus. 2014, Google My Business. And just recently, it's changed to Google Business Profile, okay? So I think just kind of rolling off the tongue and what we've been so used to, we've been calling it Google My Business, but that is no longer what it's called. It is called your Google Business Profile. And it's just Google's term for your Google business listing, okay? Now, why is this so important for you to want to show up in the search? Because if somebody is searching martial arts near me, that is what I consider a today buyer. That is somebody that they are at the tipping point where they are going to make a decision, okay? This profile allows you to appear not only in Google search, but also on Google Maps. So the app Google Maps, and it's a way that your customers can actually communicate with you. They can send you messages, they can call you, they can see what's going on in your business. You can even book appointments through your Google business profile, which not a lot of martial arts schools are leveraging, okay? So in order to do it and have a Google business profile, number one, you got to claim it, okay? In the past, they used to send you a postcard. Now they have phone verification, so you don't have to wait, because sometimes you'd have to wait a couple of weeks in order to get that postcard, and you'd obviously need access to the mailbox, okay? So you claim the listing, you personalize the listing, which is what I kind of call optimizing it in the beginning, which is what we'll go through with our 10-step checklist, and then you need to manage it. And from the responses that many of you gave, you're not managing it as consistently as you should, okay? So this is what our Google business profile at my school looks like, Gracie Pack MMA. the way that you manage this listing is different than the past. In the past, you used to be able to go to business.google.com and you would manage it through this dashboard that they have. They basically removed that and you now manage it right in Google search engine results page. So you would Google your school's name. You need to be logged into the Gmail account that is associated with your school's page. And now you manage it right here from Google's search engine results page. Okay, so there's not a separate dashboard anymore. I really liked the dashboard. I liked it a lot better than managing it right from here. But, quick Google search and you can be able to manage it. Okay, give me a 1 in the comments if we understand what the Google Business Profile is and the importance of optimizing it and managing it. Okay, awesome. So let's kind of transition here and talk about how you can find out where you are landing on Google search engine results page when people Google you. Okay. So there's this really cool technology called heat maps. Okay. This is an example and a screenshot of a heat map. Now, the good news is it'll show you based off of your location, and you can set parameters of the distance of where you show up on Google search end results page. Are you number 1? Are you number 2? Are you number 3? Are you number 4? So on and so forth, based off of a specific keyword. Super cool. So what's the not so good news? It ain't free. Okay, you have to pay to figure this out. So, we basically pay a few bucks every time we look into this for our clients. You can see up here, we have credits. So we pay a monthly fee. Those credits, if we use all 50, we can buy more, but they replenish after 50. Okay. So let me show you how I set this up. So I found my business name, Gracie Pack MMA. And this was, I was doing these slides this past weekend. So this is very, this is like accurate. This isn't, from back in the day. And I used the keywords martial arts near me. Okay. So anytime somebody uses that phrase on Google, martial arts near me, that's what I wanted to see where I ranked, because I believe that's probably, just from what our Google ads show us, the most popular keyword term that people use to find our school. Okay. So then what I did is I set a grid. And what this grid does is it has in between points of 1 mile. So you see this little red spot right here, kind of zoom in for you. Okay. That's my school, Gracie Pack MMA. We're off a line ball. Okay. And then from each individual circle from one to the next, that is 1 mile. So we're going 3 miles this way, 3 miles that way. Okay. I'm in Tampa. We have a very dense market, a very saturated market. Will people travel further than 3 miles? Yes, we all have those outliers, okay? But Tampa traffic at 5 p.m., you don't want to go very far, because this 3 miles could literally be 30 minutes, okay? So you could set the grid for 5 miles. You could do 10 miles. Maybe you're in not such a dense population and you do want to figure out if you're pulling from 10 miles away. But for our demographics, this made the most sense. So what this heat map is telling me is that with the keywords martial arts near me, if somebody is standing right next to my school, guess where we show up? Number 1. I'd hope so, right? If I go a mile to the west, we're number 1. If I go 2 miles, we're number 2. If I go 3 miles, we're number 3. Now, what's kind of interesting is some of these over here, we're still in that green and yellow. But over to the yellow and orange, it's the same distance apart. But I think we all, if we've been in our city for long periods of time, know that certain people typically don't travel out of certain areas that they live in. It might be a bridge. It might be crossing the state border. It might be, crossing a body of water. It just might be like the traffic at this particular intersection is insane. Okay. So what's really cool about this is I know that if somebody lives, and this is what's considered South Tampa, near Raymond James Stadium, where the Bucks play, where Taylor Swift had her concert, there's a lot of traffic going on. We're not going to rank high over here, and I'm okay with that. okay? So this heat map shows that for martial arts near me, this is where we're at. So how could I use this information, okay? Well, this road right here is a major highway. It's 580. It's called Dale Mabry. It's like a 6-lane highway in some areas and then 4-lane in others. And it's just kind of one of those pinpointed areas where you're really kind of crossing to the other. But this Egypt Lake Leto area isn't necessarily terrible traffic. So what I could do is I could use this information. I could say, okay, I'm showing up number 5, number 7 in Egypt Lake Leto. Let me start utilizing those keywords in more of our website blogs, in our landing pages, and in our posts, okay? I really don't want to rank for Lake Magdalene. It's super far, okay? It's super far in terms of density of traffic, okay? So that's how you can kind of use the heat map. And maybe, you know, within 1 mile, you're not showing up at all. And maybe that's a specific community, right? Like I'm in Tampa, but we're actually near Carrollwood, West Chase, and Town and Country. Okay, those are kind of like suburbs within. Okay, so let's see another key term. This is kids jiu-jitsu. Do you see how much higher I rank? That's my school right there, a little Google business. See how much higher I rank with kids jiu-jitsu? Why? Because we have jiu-jitsu plastered everywhere because that's our main style of martial arts, okay? So let's see how we do with kids MMA. Same thing. We rank way higher. However, what do we think most average families are Googling? Are they Googling kids jiu-jitsu, kids MMA, or are they probably Googling kids martial arts? Kids martial arts, okay? And my Google AdWords tells me that that is the most popular search for us, okay? Now, check this out. This is karate near me. How am I doing for karate near me? I'm not doing well because I don't try to rank for it because we don't teach karate, okay? So if those are your particular styles, taekwondo, karate, you can go in to see how you do rank. And more than likely, if that is your style of martial arts, you have those keywords all over your website, okay? So I wanted to kind of give some examples that weren't just my school. So this is one of our clients, Harris Holt Martial Arts. I did the search again, July 8th. They're one of our Online Dominance Complete clients. And our Online Dominance Complete program at GrowPro is our top tier package where we actually optimize the Google business profile and we post for the clients 3 times a week, utilizing keyword enriched words in their posts. How is Harris Holt Martial Arts doing for martial arts near me? Pretty dang good. And I think it's interesting. Look at the outliers. I bet this Interstate 24, I bet that's pretty big. Ain't nobody want to cross that. Okay. Let me give you another example. This is Extreme Ninja Martial Arts. Okay. Same thing. Martial arts near me. They're near Boston. Their school is over here and they're ranking very well within these few miles. However, as they get closer to Boston, how's their ranking going? It's not good. But do you think they're trying to pull people from Boston? You ever been to Boston? Ain't nobody leaving Boston to go to their location. Okay. Let me show you one more. This is Bedford Martial Arts Academy. Mr. John Stewart, martial arts near me. I mean, he literally owns this map. If you look at this, like he is owning the, mileage around him for martial arts near me. So when you can run a report like this and see where you're at on the heat map, it'll let you know in these certain suburbs, in these certain towns, where you're ranking. And maybe, you're like in a West Chase martial art, like West Chase, which is a very affluential area for us. We want to pull people from there. And if we're noticing we're not ranking as high, well, then that is, showing us that we need to be utilizing more of those keywords in our posts, in our landing pages, and in our blogs, okay? I'm about 40 west of Bedford. Awesome. Okay, Angie asked, how do you get to the heat map? So there are many different softwares that you can sign up for. It's a paid offer. I can't think of anybody that offers this for free because it is so valuable. I am using a platform called LeadSnap. I am not suggesting that you go out and do this. LeadSnap it's a marketing agency platform. However, if you want us to do your heat map, we will, and we'll talk about that at the end for you. Okay. All right. So what do we think of the heat maps? I'm curious. I've never shared this publicly before. Yes or no? Have you ever seen a heat map before? Super cool, fascinating. Master bolts, no. That's what I figured. Yep. Okay, cool. So, one of our core values at GrowPro is that we stay at the forefront of evolving trends. So I'm always going to bring you the good stuff, the new stuff, and the stuff that works well. All right, Chris, that's awesome. I get it. There's heat maps. How can I make sure that I am showing up? Number one, that's the 10-step checklist. So get your pens ready because this is what we are going through. Okay. Kickstarting your online presence. And again, this is something we do for all of our Online Dominance Complete clients when we first optimize. So number one that you got to do is you have to make sure that your business category is set up properly so you have what I consider a competitive edge. Okay. There are over 4,000 business categories to choose from. Okay. The top one that we did is martial arts school. I would highly recommend that you have martial arts school on there. However, there are other categories that you can add if you have different features. I have a client there in Canada. They built out a full gym. I got another client in Texas. They literally have a full gym. These are huge facilities that their clients could use. And they have and sell separate gym memberships for the people in their town. So they have a gym, right? So they could also utilize that as the business category. Okay. So you can go, if you literally just Google business profile categories, Google has a website that it'll give you the link to, and that's where I got this screenshot. And these are all of the different categories that you can choose from. Okay. So you got to make sure that that is set up properly in terms of the category that you choose. And it's going to be the first thing that it asks you. Okay. You get a primary. So you're going to get to pick one primary. I highly recommend you choose martial arts schools. Okay. And then you can have secondary. If you wanted to put a gym, maybe you are an actual karate school and that is the style and you want to rank for that. Karate school could be a primary as well. Okay. Physical fitness programs. Okay. Highly recommend the primary either being martial arts school or karate school if that's the style that you choose. Okay, so that's the first thing you got to go in. And if you created your Google business profile a long time ago, they're adding new categories all the time, which is why you should go in and add the secondary categories as well. Okay, second thing you need to do is you got to have your services set up. Okay, so these are some screenshots from inside of the Google Maps app. So if you have your phone, okay, you could do this right now with me. Go to Google Maps, okay, and inside of Google Maps, just type in your school's name, okay, and that's going to show you the listing. So here's my listing right here. And in here, you'll be able to see services. So you see over here, I got services. If you click on services, these are all of the services we have listed. And there are tons of them. We've got boxing, jiu-jitsu, judo, karate, kickboxing, MMA, Muay Thai, Taekwondo, wrestling, adult classes, adult jiu-jitsu, adult martial arts, adult programs. Okay. I did throw a karate in there. It's probably the only actual style we don't teach, but we do jiu-jitsu, we do boxing, we do judo. I'm of the mindset as the, kind of more is better in terms of these services. Okay. So go in there and update this because all of these were not options a few years ago. All right. So second thing, set up your services. Okay. Number 3, products. And nobody in the martial arts industry is doing this. When you think of products for martial arts, what do you think of? You're thinking of uniforms, you're thinking of sparring gear, you're thinking of t-shirts. And is anybody really Googling to buy those things? I mean, we get a call maybe once every 6 months from another martial arts school that's out of a belt and they have graduation and they are just in dire need and we'll sell them. I'm sure all of us have gotten those phone calls before, right? But when you think of product, I want you to think of your paid trial, okay? Everybody in the comments, can you let me know what is your current paid trial if you are doing a paid trial that you are offering? 4 weeks for $49, maybe you're doing a summer trial special. Let me know in the comments, what is the offer that you are currently pushing? Jeremy, 3 classes for $19, 4 for $49, 6 for $49, $20 intro, 2 for $29. Awesome. Okay, so guys, that is a product right there that you can sell, okay? And what's so cool is that this lives inside of the Google business profile. So if somebody sees your listing and they want to sign up for the trial, they can do it right from the business listing, okay? Kind of 2 ways to go about this. You can put your bread and butter trial. We typically all have a bread and butter trial that we fall back on. For us, it's 2 weeks for $29, okay? Yours might be 4 weeks for $49 or 6 weeks for $69. Alliteration does matter in marketing. So you can just have your bread and butter trial set up. And then when they click on get offer, you can take them to a checkout page to purchase that trial. So you're basically like removing the middle person of the website and they can purchase directly through this, okay? The other thing that you can do is update your offers on a monthly basis with whatever your maybe holiday offer is, right? I know a lot of people are doing like summer specials right now, okay? Each one of these products can have a picture. I highly recommend having the picture. And then it has a link button and a description, okay? The description, make sure you use keywords that people would potentially search for. Okay, every keyword that you implement and put it into your Google business profile, it can help send better signals to Google. It makes you more relevant and it can help you show up higher. Okay, so the third thing you want to do is have your product set up. Okay. And Mr. Mike, what's the downside to buy? I mean, if you want to send them directly to the opt-in page, if you want them to go through the opt-in page, maybe you have like a landing page with an opt-in and then to the checkout, you could absolutely do that. Okay. Do you have to set up products? I don't see it. Yes. So it is inside of your Google business profile here. You go to edit products. Okay. If you're on your phone, you might, I'm not sure if you can do it on the phone or not, but through the desktop version, you can. Okay. Great question. Awesome. Okay. Next up, number 4, enthralling school story. That's my marketing way of just saying, update your description, guys. Okay. So you want to have a description that utilizes keywords. You are limited to a certain amount of characters. I don't know what the character count is off the top of my head, but I told you earlier that yes, we're in Tampa, but we like to pull people from Carrollwood and Westchase. So guess what keywords we have in our description? If there are affluential areas in your town, maybe little suburban areas that you want to pull from, put those keywords into your description. Okay. I also want you to think of like, how do you want your school being represented, right? How is the culture, the values? Those things are great to put in your description as well, okay? But the major takeaway here are locations and, different areas that you want to pull from. Make sure it's not, especially if you're like in a big name city like me, like Tampa, or you're in Austin, right? I'm sure there are smaller suburban areas that you want to pull out of. So put those descriptions, those keywords in there. Okay. Number 5. And this is, this probably should be number 1 in terms of importance, because this will completely tank your rankings if it's not exact. Okay. And you have to have crystal clear contact info. Yeah, Chris, I get it. The address is, the same. Is the address the same down to the period that is after avenue? That's how clear it has to be. So in the marketing world, we call this your NAP, your NAP, name, address, and phone number. It must be identical. So if you look at our address, 5040, that's West Linebaugh. Maybe you spell out West. Maybe you put a W. Maybe you put a W with a dot. This needs to be exactly the same across all of your online presence, especially your website. So this is a screenshot of the footer of our website. I know it's kind of small here, but this is exactly the same. There's no period after the W. There's no period after Avenue. Maybe you like spelling it out. Maybe you would want to put West. Maybe you'd want to spell out Avenue. It just needs to be the same across all your platforms, okay? Even down to Facebook and Instagram and everything else that you're utilizing. Get this wrong, and this will negatively affect your ability to rank high. So super important to keep up to date with that, okay? Number 6, optimized business hours, okay? When we audit school owners' business listings, we often see hours of classes from 4, typically, like if you're running kids' classes, you're probably starting around 4 o'clock, and that's often what we see their schedule say, like 4 to 8 or 4 to 9, okay? So I took this screenshot on a Sunday when we were closed, okay? So look what it says. It says big red letters, closed. So I want you to imagine I'm a mom. My kid says they want to try martial arts. I'm on my lunch break on Wednesday. Your business hours say 4 to 8. I see your listing, but I see closed. Am I clicking on your phone, on the little phone, to call you? I am not, okay? My recommendation is to have the hours that you are available to answer the phone. Now, could that mean that every once in a while you have a walk-in? So let's say you're able to answer the phone from 12 to 8, but you're not actually in your school to 2. That could mean you could get a walk-in at 1 o'clock that might get a little frustrated that you weren't open when they walked in. I think the positives of getting the phone calls, because most people are using their phone. Google Business Profile, when they're on their phone, has a little phone icon that they click on and will call you immediately, okay? So it's something to consider. You could get a couple of walk-ins upset because your doors aren't open, but I do think the positives outweigh the negatives, okay? Yeah, I mean, Ms. Taylor, that's exactly what I said. So you could get some walk-ins upset from that. I don't, our team gets in at 2. We start answering at 12. So it's not like super far off. You've just got to determine, whether or not that is worth it to you. For me, it is worth it. It doesn't happen super often. I'm also in an industrial park. I'm not in a retail space. But I would even think even more so the importance of being in it, if you are in a retail space, being able to leverage walk-in traffic and be there. Okay. All right. Awesome. Next up, that's the same slide. Number 7, holiday hours transparency. Okay. So this is really easy to set up, guys. More than likely I hope you have your calendar set up for the remainder of the year. Let people know when you're going to be closed, right? We closed that entire week of Christmas. We were just closed last week for 4th of July. Oftentimes we skip out on this. You're like, oh, I'll just get it and then you just forget, okay? So update it just so they know. When we were closed for the 4th of July, it said we were closed each one of those days, okay? Next up, number 8. And I think there are 2 schools of people here, people that enjoy having the ability to have people book online and people that don't, okay? Why would you not want somebody to book online? Because you are, let's say you have a free offer, you're concerned they're not going to show up because they haven't spoken to anybody. I'm not telling you have a booking link and then once they book, don't pick up the phone and call them, okay? I know that in the world we live today, in an instant gratification world, I mean, I've shared the story before with getting my car detailed, okay? I was using a place and it was such a pain in the butt. I'd have to call and he'd say, are you available at 4 tomorrow? And I'm like, no. How about 3 the next day? No. And we're going back and forth and back. And I'm like, dude, can you just send me a calendar invite? So what did I do? I found a company that I could book online with. Okay. And guess what? When I book online, guess what they do? They call me to confirm. Okay. So where the mistake happens is you put a booking calendar link and then you don't call once they book. You still need to build rapport with the client or with the prospect. Okay. So inside of Google Business Profile, there's something called appointments, and you can put your calendar in there. Pretty cool. Okay. One of the cool things you could do as well is if you wanted to see how many appointments were specifically coming from your Google Business Calendar, you could have only a calendar that only you could find on Google Business Profile. Okay, kind of a cool way to set up parameters so you know, okay, this is how many people are actually booking through the Google Business Profile. Okay. Next up, number 9. And this is, man, everybody drops the ball on this. Hopefully you guys are taking pictures. If you're telling me you're posting on Facebook 3 times a week, daily, multiple times a day, I would think you're trying to sprinkle in some pictures of your students. Okay. You need to be uploading your photos every single month that help to show your brand. Okay. One of the first things that I do when I'm looking at a company, like if it's a restaurant, if it's a hotel, I'm going in there and I want to see what it looks like. Okay. This is especially important if you've done any major upgrades in your school. Maybe you got new mats, maybe you did a fresh paint of coat. Okay. You want to upload images on a monthly basis. Okay. Now, I cannot confirm this 100%, but in the kind of agency world, it is spoken about the importance of when you are uploading the photos into Google, that the file name can actually help you rank higher. Okay. I don't know if it's 100% for sure, but if you think about when somebody Googles martial arts near me, Google's little crawlers are going all over the internet to try to find the most relevant, the closest, and the one with the best reputation. And if all of the images that are associated with the profile have keywords named, so maybe you have a picture and you name it Kids Martial Arts Tampa 1, and then the next photo, Kids Martial Arts Tampa 2, Kids Martial Arts, and then you do the other styles, or you do specific areas that you want to rank for. Okay. This takes maybe a couple of extra seconds to do and could potentially help you to rank higher. At the minimum, you need to be updating your photos. Okay. We recently had our Mother's Day class. So this was, a photo. I don't know if I'm a mom and I'm searching for Google and I see this, that looks like a really friendly jiu-jitsu and MMA academy that I want to take my kid. Okay. And then last up, your Google review milestones. And we talked a little bit this at the beginning. If you're at 0, Alex says my Mother's Day photo is my top pick. 100%, great choice. If you're at 0, trying to think of getting to 100 seems really far away, right? It's like the white belt that wants to get to the black belt. Just focus on, getting your first stripe and getting your yellow belt. So depending on where you're at, these are the milestones that you need to be aiming for. Okay. Go to 10, hit that double digits, get to 50, and then get to 100. Okay. Once you're in triple digit area, that doesn't mean I want you to stop, but that is the goal that I want you to aim for. Okay. And I've done trainings. If you go to our growproagency.com and you go to our webinar, so it's under resources here. I literally have every webinar I've done over the last 4 years. There's over how to get to that triple digits. It's called How to Take Control of Your Online Reputation and Drive More Sales. Okay. So if you need more help with getting reviews, that's what you can do. All right. So those are the 10 steps to optimizing your Google Business Profile. Does anybody have any questions on that before I go over the 5 principles? And let me know, was this helpful? Did we have any maybe golden nuggets, any takeaways? Get in that chat box for me. Now that my blood pressure is slowly coming down after that. All right, how to get new photos to show up first. Awesome, helpful, love to hear it. Okay, so let's talk about the 5-star principles, okay? So I've been on this drawing kick lately. I think a lot of people use keynotes, and if you know me, you know I love a keynote. But I think there's something really powerful to drawing frameworks. I did it at MayaCon, and I got a lot of really great feedback from it. So I'm gonna do that now with you guys. Okay. So let me see if the internet's gonna let me do this. Cool. Can you guys see me drawing on an iPad? Yes, awesome. Okay, so 5-star principles. I want you to draw a star, and please do not judge my artistic output. Okay, so we're gonna draw a star, and then I want you to put a circle, a circle, a circle, a circle, and a circle at each one of those points. Okay, and I'll give you guys a second to be able to do that. Okay, so the checklist that we just went over is, kind of like a one-time thing when you're trying to optimize the Google listing, okay? And more than likely, when you first built it, you were in a really big rush, so you didn't really spend a lot of time and energy in optimizing it. So if you haven't done that, you need to go do that. But the things that you need to be doing, okay, on a weekly and monthly basis, these are your 5-star Google principles. So we're going to put 5-star Google principles. Okay. So number one is you need to become a reputation defender. Okay. What do I mean by reputation defender? Not a lot of people know that people can submit questions to your Google business profile. And not only can you respond, but your community can respond as well. So maybe somebody submitted a question that said, how much does this cost? Maybe one of your parents sees it and they can actually answer it. Okay. Sometimes they don't answer properly. So you need to make sure that anytime you see a question submitted to your Google business profile, you will get an email when this occurs that you go in and you make sure you respond to the proper, give the answer for the question. Okay. The second thing that's part of being a reputation defender is a professional response. I can't tell you how often I get the ick when I see some business owners respond to Google reviews. Okay, look, the customer is not always right, but guess what? The customer is always the customer. And I know that when I see a business respond with all of these reasons why that customer was wrong, I get a little icky feeling. But if I see a professional response that also has how we will be able to fix this in terms of here is my contact information so we can get on the same page, I look at that business and I'm not concerned anymore because it tells me, hey, they're handling it. Okay. Now I get it, guys. Some, you might have like spammy reviews. You can go in and you can, try to get them removed. But if it's like a legit review, be cautious of making sure you have a professional response. Okay. So you got to answer the Q&As and make sure you're professionally responding. You want to respond in under 48 hours. Okay. Google, again, I told you, how do they rank you? Based off of reputation, based off of distance, okay? And based off of the prominence, the reputation, and the distance. So having and going in and responding quickly to reviews shows that you stay relevant, okay? So 48 hours, you got to respond. The second thing you need to be doing is monthly, okay? And the Q&A and the responses are as they come in, okay? So as they come in, I'm hoping you're getting reviews on a, maybe weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly basis. The second thing you need to do is the image impact, okay? So we want to do that when we first initially optimize, but every single month. So you need to upload monthly, okay? And I want you to show your brand. Okay, You're not going to see pictures of shirtless MMA fighters in my school. Okay. So you're not going to see that on my Google business profile. And I'm not knocking you if that's who you are. Okay. But when somebody looks at the pictures, they're going to be thinking, do I fit in here? So my question to you is, do the pictures on your Google business reviews showcase your brand and your culture? Okay. So that's kind of the barometer, the filter I want you to use when you're uploading. Okay. The next thing you got to do is the offer optimization. Okay. Optimization. And this, you can have your bread and butter, but again, Google uses relevance as a way to showcase where you're at on the search engine results page. So if you're updating your offer every month, maybe you do holiday offers, that is showing Google that you are staying relevant. Okay. So update the offer, which is really under the products. Okay. And then you can link it. Okay. Now, the next thing, we hadn't talked about this in the checklist, but you can create events inside of your Google business profile. More than likely, you guys are doing events every single month, whether it's a recruiting event, whether it's a retention event. The benefit of doing this comes back to staying and showing Google that you have a great reputation and that you are relevant. Do I think your students are going to be signing up through the event, through the Google business profile? Probably not, right? You're probably dropping those links in Facebook groups. You're probably emailing them, texting them. You're making Matt Chat announcements, but it's another signal sent to Google. So as you have them, post them, and you can also have a button and a link. So if you did want to link it to a checkout page, you could do that, okay? And then the last one are power posts, okay? Why not just posts? Because I like alliteration, and there should be some power in your posts in terms of your keywords. So when you are posting, and I'm not saying every single post needs to have the keywords, guys. You don't want to come off spamming, but when it makes sense, plug in keywords into the post, okay? A minimum of 3 times per week, okay? We take our Facebook post and we just copy and paste it and put it in Google Business, all right? You don't need to kind of like reinvent the wheel here. Now, here's what is crazy. Only 17.5% of businesses post on Google Business Profile, okay? I'd like you to be in that 17.5%. Now, here's kind of it's not a downside, but your posts are not on, they're not like Facebook where they live indefinitely. These posts on Google Business get removed after 6 months. It used to be 7 days, and then they changed it. So now your post will stay on there for up to 6 months, okay? So these are the 5 things that you need to do. You got to make sure you're defending that reputation, answering the Q&As, having a professional response, okay? We want to upload the images monthly. If you want to take it to the next level, save those files with the keywords as the name. We want to update that offer. If it's a paid trial, put the link in there. Post all of your events and a minimum of 3 posts a week utilizing keywords. And those are the 5 Google star principles that we should be doing. And most of you are spending a lot more time and energy on Facebook, and like 10% of your followers are actually seeing it. I would rather have the person that Googles martial arts near me see my Google business profile. Okay. I didn't even know you could post the profile. I know it's not a lot of people do. Can you get the photos and the updates show up in the photos? So your photos are basically showcased in a couple of different places, right? So inside of my photos, there's also categories for when you upload the photos. So you can do videos, okay? Let me see if I can slide over. And they have them by owner. So what's also cool is that anytime you have students that are uploading photos, we call this UGC, user-generated content, those can show up as well, okay? You can also put like pictures outside. So inside of these add photo area, sorry, I've got some pop-ups here. is where you can do it. So you can have your logo, you can have your cover photo, you can have your photo, and you just drag and drop and put them in, okay? The posts pictures do not show up under the photos area, okay? All right, so with that being said, sometimes, has anybody read this book, Who Not How? Yes or no? Have you read the book? Because it's a phenomenal book. Who Not How? Who Not How? I don't see where to post. I'll show you in a second. No. Okay, so Dan Sullivan, he's the founder of Strategic Coach. It's like a coaching company for businesses. It's not industry specific. They've written a couple of books. The Gap in the Gain and Who Not How are my two favorite. And sometimes it is better to ask yourself in your business, who can do this for me? Not how can I do it? So it's been over a year since we've launched a new program at GrowPro, and we are launching our Google Business Amplifier program. This is going to be headed by Christina, Sammy, and Em. These are people, three amazing marketers that have been with me for a few years. And this is what it includes. It includes the 10-step checklist optimization. So we will do all of those for you. And then it includes the ongoing management of your Google business profile. So what we basically do is we come up with templates that you approve, that we will answer the questions. We will respond to the Google reviews. They are not canned responses. We have like 10 different templates that you would approve. And if you wanted to personally handle the negative reviews, you could do that. We'll upload your images every month. We'll change your offers for you. We'll change the event. So we're just getting ready to launch this in August, and we're only taking 50 schools because we don't want to overload my marketing team. It's only $99 to set up, and then it's $199 a month. So we tried to really keep the price point super low on this. And what will be included is us running heat maps. So we will launch the heat map, so you will be able to see where you're at when you first started with the program, and then 90 days later, where your Google business profile looks now. And I showed you earlier for the clients that are in our ODC, where we do this 10-step checklist, they are crushing it in terms of their rankings on Google business profile, okay? So I'm really excited. It's a new program that will be launched in August. If you click the link, you just pay the $99 setup, and you're not going to pay the $199 until it's up and running and launched. We do an onboarding, so we kind of hold your hand with this. And, you know, I put a post in the Martial Arts Entrepreneurs group asking, how often are you updating and optimizing your profile? And everybody was no. So either you can do it, and now, like, you know, I hope you guys realize I just gave you the roadmap. This isn't me just pitching, but if you don't want to do it, we will do it for you, okay? I want to answer any other questions that you might have. I know we're at 101. I don't see where to post. Yeah, so in your Google business profile, let me share the screen one more time. It's under add and update, okay? So if you go here and you go to add update, it'll give you a little pop-up, and it gives you three options. You can update, which is the post, the power post I was talking about. You can add an offer, or you can add an event. Okay, so you just find the update button. Hope that answers your question. Question about the review that shows up like a tag under our name. Yeah, go ahead and Bridget, if you want to unmute.
I noticed that, like, when I did I do martial arts near me, one of our customers' reviews shows up, it like as part of our little block on there. Do we pick that? Like, how did that get there?
No, that's completely based off of Google. So you can't choose which reviews that you want pinned to your 3-pack. And you'll notice, like, more and more often.
Some have them, some don't. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You know, in other industries, like service-based industries, like HVAC, plumbing, you can actually have like top rated next to your name. They have not rolled this out for martial arts schools, unfortunately. It's been like 5 years too, so I'm kind of bummed out about that, but they are making updates like that. Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah, my husband missed this seminar. We're going to blast out the recording My marketing team will have it out before the end of the day, so you'll get to do that. How are you writing the post for updates in Google? So yeah, you just click on the update button. So inside of here, you click update, and then this is where testing 1, 2, 3, add the description. You could put a button, and then you can add the photo, and then you preview, and then you can post. So if you look at our listing here and you scroll down, these are where the posts are. So this was our post from yesterday. This was the day, a couple of days before, and they stay there for 6 months. Okay. Let's see. What other questions do we got? I missed the beginning. Yes, recording will be out today. Already got on the wait list. Yeah, Miss McClung, you're good. You're locked in, so don't worry about that. Can you get a link to give parents that send them the Google review? Yes, sir. So inside of your Google business profile up here where it says read reviews, click on read reviews, and it has this blue button that says get more reviews. When you click on get more reviews, it's going to give you this review link. That is the link that you can send. Recommendation is to turn that into a QR code and put that QR code in your facility. So you could put it in your lobby, you could put it at the front desk, you could put it in the bathrooms, because when people are on the bathrooms, they're on their phone. Yeah, that would be the recommendation for that. Can posts be scheduled not through Google Business Profile, but there are platforms. Cloud Campaign is one, Hootsuite is one. Unfortunately, these are pay-to-play platforms. So no, you cannot schedule it in Google Business Profile, but if you, pay other software providers, you can. Okay, awesome. Mr. Umar, if you want to shoot me an email, my email is super professional. It is midgettwister@gmail.com. Send me a screenshot of what you are seeing, and I'd be happy to help you out. Okay. All right, guys, that's it. I hope that this was eye-opening. I hope that you see the importance of maybe shifting. I'm not saying don't spend time on Facebook, but maybe shifting some of that time over to Google. That's where your today buyers are. All of these different things are going to help you with the reputation so that you show up higher. Always appreciate everybody's time and energy, and I hope you have a great day. Talk to everybody soon. Peace.